Why? Because the Holy Ghost will lead and guide us into all truth. That means it won't allow you to believe a lie if you're seeking the truth. Now, learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branches is yet tender, and putteth forth his leaves, ye know that summer is nigh, which means spring. That's talking about spring, not winter, not summer, not fall. Spring. That's a hint of the season. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, not just one or two, all these things. But if you've been looking at the videos that I have been posting on Facebook, the things I've been sharing, that just for the news sake, not the gospel of those things, but the news sake, as I state in the post, if you have been looking at these things, then you have seen and should have seen that all these things are starting to come to pass together. Know that it is near, even at the door. Yes, it is. And verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass. What generation is that? What generation? Fig tree. Shall not pass until all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. Now, the 7-year tribulation has to be fulfilled, okay, before that generation can pass away. Sure does. Now, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words with a S, words, that's what Jesus says. What Jesus says, not what you think, what Jesus says, shall not pass away. Why? Because he's God. What he says will stand. But of the day and the hour knoweth no man. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. You time setters, you're breaking the word of God when you do that. Stop. You've been warned. You're lying and deceiving the people when you do that. That means you are of the devil and not of your Father, Jesus. Well, I guess you are of your father, the devil, the liar, because you cannot go against what Jesus himself has said. He is God, and you will not change his holy word. Will not. So stop trying to. But you can know the season. Oh, yes, because he tells us that. Now, but you will not know the day nor the hour. He wants to make sure you're watching and that you're doing what you're supposed to be when he comes. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. What are we doing right now? Let's get back to normal, people. Let's get back to normal. Let's get our little pass thingy. You know what I'm referring to, right? Hold on just a moment. Can't say it, won't say it, shan't say it. But y'all give me just a shake of a lamb's tail or something here. All my cards got mixed up the other day because I had a blooper. But anyways, with your little Viper, you know that thing that lets you buy and sell these days? The little pass that comes with that, you know, and it's this color right here, and yeah. Let's get back to normal. Let's get back to normal. Let's have our heydays here. Let's forget, because the Lord has, since the Father has fallen asleep, He has delayed His coming, ain't He? No, He has not. He's just simply been waiting for you to fulfill all that you were supposed to fulfill. Break the world in the way that only He could fix or destroy. That's what He's been waiting on. And don't act like that you don't know what I'm talking about. Because they're breaking the world with all this stuff. But, and yes, this isn't about that. This is about the truth being told. Of prophecies. You know, nobody wants to preach the prophecies anymore. Why? They're afraid of them. But guess what? They're coming to pass. It doesn't matter if you tell it or not. They're going to happen. Now, what was they doing? They were eating, drinking, marrying. Basically what everybody's doing right now, right? Everybody's doing this right now. Getting back to normal. You've had your little warning. Bride of Christ, wake up. Get your lamps trimmed and burning, and make sure you got your oil in your lamp. And a lot of you started to trim your lamps, and a lot of you started to try to put a little oil in there, and you started running back to the churches for a little bit. Well, at least online. You didn't actually run back to the church, because you're still continuing to fail the assembling of yourselves together, in like manner as some have in these last days, right? So, where's the oil in that lamp? If you're busy watching it on TV or YouTube or on Facebook, you're not assembling together. That doesn't qualify as assembling. The reason they want you to do it that way is because on the day of Pentecost, what happened? The oil fell and went from breast to breast. That was the Holy Ghost. And they were endued by power from on high. Where's yours? Where's yours? Why aren't you speaking in tongues? Why aren't you casting out devils? Why aren't you healing the sick and seeing them recover? Praying for the sick and seeing them recover. I'm not talking about with the aid of these things or these things. I'm talking about just these things. You know, laying hands on the sick, like it says that the believers should be able to do in Mark 16. Mark 16:16 through 20. Read those on your own. Be Bereans. Study the Word. Now, let's get back to this, because we're going to learn what's going to happen. And they knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. See that? When He comes in the second coming, that's the grape harvest. And quish, quish, quish. You're going to wish you had listened. And you're going to wish you had at least come up in the wheat harvest if you don't make the barley. And if you just have no idea what I'm talking about when I refer to these 3 harvests, shame on you for not studying. Shame on you. I'm not even going to go into that and try to teach it. Learn it. Read the Word, all of it, the whole book. Got to eat it all. Yeah, I know, it's bitter. Got to read it all, though. Got to keep those commandments, like it or not. Jesus said, lovest thou me, keep my commandments. And if you don't love him, you're not his anyway. Anyhow, let's get on with it. Then shall 2 be in the field, one taken and the other left behind. Do we see anything like this occurring in today's time? Where people are being taken from us, one night after the other, and others are left behind. Work while it is called day, ministers. We're running out of time. These are preludes to what's coming. You better be waking up, and you better be listening. And if you don't have the genuine oil in your lamp, you're a little bit late. Because the midnight cry is about to go out. And then the Lord's going to say, depart from me, for I never knew you, you worker of iniquity. And I pray, because you're all my family, all of you. I don't care who you are, even if I don't know you. Jesus is your creator, same as he is mine. We are family, and we've been attacking each other just like Cain did. You want to know about the mark of the beast? Cain bore it because he slew his brother. There's a mark. There's a mark. Are you slaying each other? Because the Bible teaches that if you hate your brother, you have murdered him in your heart. And that doesn't just mean your physical brother. Because everybody on this planet is your brother or your sister. And you're killing them in some form or another. Now, 2 women shall be grinding at the mill. One shall be taken, and the other left. Watch, therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doeth come. But this, that if the good man of the house had known in what hour, in what watch, the thief would have come, he would have watched and would have not suffered his house to be broken up. So see if you're watching and you're keeping your family as you should be into the house of the Lord, and you're doing what you're supposed to. And you keep them watching, you're going and you're serving and you're working. And you're trying to help others get in. Then you're running well, ain't you? Many are not. Don't give your oil away, though. Don't give your oil away. Therefore, be ye also ready. Be ready. Be ready, for in such an hour you think not the Son of Man cometh. See, everybody keeps trying to pick these dates, saying that Jesus is going to come back and he's going to fulfill these things he hasn't fulfilled yet, these feast days. Now, I won't dispute that a bit, but that won't happen until the second coming. That doesn't happen during the rapture. Well, that punctuated that, didn't it? That will not happen until the second coming. That doesn't happen during the rapture because he doesn't touch down on the rapture because it's quick. Quick, quick, quick. Boom, boom, boom. Gone, gone, gone. Now, and you think that he's going to, that everybody keeps thinking, oh, he's got to come back on a feast day because he's going to fulfill the feast. Boy, has Satan got y'all's minds turned around. Yeah, Jesus was a Jew, but he was God first. You keep forgetting that. And there's still so much that he intends to finish before this is done. Oh my gosh. Y'all crack me up sometimes. But it's not funny to know that many of you are going to die lost. Why? Because you will not receive the truth. You want it to be so simple and so easy, and it is. But you're trying to twist it to look like it's not. Or you're letting Satan twist it to look like it's not. It is simple. If you love Jesus, you'll follow him and keep his commandments. You'll listen to what he's telling you right here in his word, and you won't throw him out. Who then is a faithful and wise servant? Who is faithful and wise? Whom his Lord hath made ruler over his house, to give them meat in due season. To give them meat in due season. And blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Not drinking and making merry. Not out here having a good time. Partying. Not running down to the pub and having up a good old liquor time. We're supposed to be sober in these last days. Yeah, sober-minded. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and to drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. I'm going to say kudos to you that are out there setting dates. I'm going to come back over here to this where it says this. Therefore, be ready, for in such an hour you think not the Son of Man cometh. In such an hour you think not the Son of Man cometh. I'm going to say kudos to y'all setting dates. Because apparently that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing, so to catch people unaware. Because I'm going to lead into Luke 11:21. He cometh as a snare. It cometh as a snare upon the whole world. I'm going to lead into that with this right here. Apparently you're supposed to be doing that. So to weed the garden. Get rid of those looky-loos that are just going to be looking for that. Because now that yous have done that, we've got people over here smiting their fellow servants because they think because your dates didn't come to fruition, the Lord now has delayed his coming. So kudos. You have managed to help fulfill the scriptures. So kudos to you. You know who you are. Now, going over here to Luke 21, like I said, we're leading in. We're going to Luke 21, because I want to show you something. How these two tie together, right? Yeah, they tie together, and they also tie into something else. Stick with me on this, because yes, like I said, I didn't know how long it's going to be, and I am trying to be as quick as possible, but it has to be done right, and we can't sugarcoat it. Now, this is Luke 21, King James Version. I only use the King James because that's what God gave me. That's what I use. And he looked up, and he saw the rich men casting their gifts into the treasury. And he saw a certain poor widow cast in thither 2 mites. That's 2 cents. Wow. Everybody's probably thinking, oh my God, why that woman even waste her time casting in them 2 pennies? You'll see. Many of you's probably read this already and think you know everything about it, but I don't think you really do. So you better pay attention. And he said, of a truth. Now that's Jesus talking now. Don't try to cast out what he's saying. Of a truth, I say unto you, that this poor widow hath cast in more than they all. Yeah, some of them's throwing in rings and gold coins and stuff like that. You might say, how in the world did she even dare cast in more than they all? For all these have of their abundance cast into the cast onto the offerings of God, but she of her penury, which means poverty, had cast in all the living that she had. See, they casted in what was little to them, and as little as they could get by with. She cast in all she had, because she trusted the Lord to take care of her and to provide. That is Adonai, Yahweh Rapha, my healer, my deliverer, my King, Jesus the Christ. It's what he does. It's what he's always done. And as some spake of the temple, how it was adorned with goodly stones and gifts, he said, as for these things which ye behold, the day will come in the which there shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be torn down. And they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? They're asking him to show them. And you know what he does? He shows them. He tells them. But you know what? They believe him. So if you're asking him to show you something and he hasn't shown you, you better look at your belief system. Maybe it's either because he did show you and you just did not want to see what he showed you, or you don't believe him. So therefore he's not going to waste his time. And he said, take heed that ye be not deceived. See, there we are with that again. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ. And the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, and God, we got a lot of commotions going on right now, all these Rights, it's one thing or another. Seems like every little bit there's something they're rioting over. Pretty soon they're going to be rioting because there ain't no toothpaste. Good lands almighty. But when you shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified. That's right, fear not. For these things they must first come to pass. But the end is not by and by. Then said he unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. See, we got witness of two here. And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines and pestilence, and fearful sightings, and great signs, and great signs shall there be from heaven. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you, and persecute you, delivering you up into the synagogues and into the prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. Have you been brought before kings and rulers yet? Nope. So can't say that's happened yet. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. It shall turn to you for a testimony. That means to hear the gospel. This is going to be your opportunity to witness for the Lord in these places. But you need to listen to Him, what He would have you speak. Settle it, therefore, in your heart, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and by brethren, and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. Now listen, I've been there. I've been betrayed by parents and by kinsfolk. I've been there. I know how it is. That's already been happening for a while now, that part. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. Boy, don't I know that one. You know, sometimes I think what I wouldn't give to have one good friend that I know I could trust. And then I realized I got that one good friend. His name is Jesus. And I had a husband that I trusted. And he is gone to rest in the bosom of Father Abraham. Now the Lord's will be done. The Lord's will, not mine. But there shall not an hair of your head perish. That means be lost. In your patience possess ye your souls. Don't let fear rule you, children, in these days. Stay in the Word, stay prayed up. Doing what the Father said, assembling together so you can help one another stay strengthened up. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. That's talking about the abomination of desolation. And Daniel spoke of it being polluted with arms. The sanctuary being polluted of arms. Read it for yourself. Then let them which are in Judea flee. That's talking about the abomination of desolation that Matthew just spoke of. standing in a holy place. Know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee into the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. When you see this person standing declaring himself to be Mashiach, the new Messiah, the Messiah, and casting Jesus down, please don't believe that. Jesus actually died for you. This Mashiach will not. Though he may try to put on a show and make it look like he's going to. I don't know what he's up to, but and make it look like he's back. I don't know. But please don't believe him. Because there will never be another blood sacrifice like Jesus. He is God. He is God. The Bible says there is no other name given by which man might be saved. Don't let them steal that from you, children. Jesus is God. And this is his time to be revealed. He is God. Are you ashamed to tell that truth? If not, then start telling people now, because we're running out of time to tell the truth. People need to know the truth before the false Messiah rises. And he's rising now. Please tell somebody the truth. If you're hearing this and you believe it, then share it. Don't let others perish without knowing the truth. Don't let them go off believing in this false one that is coming. Love people enough to tell them the truth. Jesus did. And there is a difference in love and lust. Love doesn't hurt people. It looks out for their well-being. Not just the well-being of one or a small group, but the well-being of all. The well-being of all. And it doesn't seek to kill people needlessly. Claiming that it's doing it for the sake